else?
Absolutely. Well, Janice does help us. She writes grants and that sort of thing. We partner with her quite a bit. We have talked about different projects. What we're trying to do, we're opening up baby immersion or infant immersion soon. So we're trying to go from 6 weeks of age all the way to doctorates one day. That's not where we're at now, but that's what we want to be able to do. But so any of them steps if you look in our dreams, we dream all kinds of different things. Sometimes we think we're going overboard, but I walk in Durban on a daily basis now and think maybe we're not going overboard. Just maybe some of this stuff is that we think is impossible. God just kind of looks down and says, nothing's impossible to me. That's what He's God, and so yeah, we're working on them different projects.
It's happening, and man, I'm appreciative. If someone would want to set up a scholarship for a high school student, or if someone, goes back, I went back to college when I was 30-something.
Right.
And they've achieved what they needed to as far as learning the language. Let's say somebody wanted to set that scholarship up today.
Mm-hmm.
Could they reach out to you and then you would work with Janice, or is that something we need to kind of?
What Janice has told, I'm sorry, Counselor.
Well, I'm talking that student who's done what they needed to do to learn the language.
Right.
And if someone wanted to set that scholarship up today, who would they need to get a hold of?
They could get a hold of me or Janice Randall or Roy Boney or about any of us that because what she has said, because some people are doing that. It's
awesome.
Our language is getting to the point that they say, hey, we want to put some money towards language revitalization, or somebody go in to learn language. So she will, whatever that person wants to set that up for, especially when it comes to our language, she'll set that money aside just for that. Yeah, that's not a problem. All right, well, no.
Yes, Councilor Deere.
Has Tulsa Indian Ed reached out to you about the language?
Yes, sir.
And they got Kiowa in the schools.
Yes, sir.
So we've talked to them about putting the Cherokee language in all of District 13 as an elective.
Yes, sir.
And how far are you on the progress of getting that in school in the process?
So what we've done, Counselor, is they're putting that on schedule for the fall.
Right.
And we have, the lady that's over Indian Ed, I forget her name.
Sherry.
Yeah. Is it Billy?
Sherry Williams.
Okay. We have went to down to Choctaw Country. One thing, Choctaw Country has a real good online program. They showed us a grant that they're have applied for to the USDA that has been evaluated and looked at, and I know that Education's doing something similar, so we teamed up with them, and I think that grant is due tonight, and so we've been working on that right now. So the idea is to be able to set up. I don't know about as far as Tulsa. I think Tulsa has their own internal stuff, but what we can do is we can have better equipment on our end to be able to help them. So we don't have it all fixed. I'm not going to sit here and say we got everything. Look at it, but we're working on it. So there'll be a day that we can have resources to appear virtually in them classrooms, and them classrooms can have a teacher there on site, and so I can have one teacher that appears in 5 schools if we wanted them to, and be in the language, because I think there's 106 schools in our 14 county area. So the idea of putting 106 teachers is not where we're going, but what we can do is develop a hub, think about this, think it through, and start working that so we're responsible with our resources yet we still achieve the same goal.
And Catoosa and Owasso are both interested. Catoosa just now named Indian Ed Director. So they'll be reaching out as well.
Awesome.
So, but I thank you. Just let me know. Just keep me updated on the fall because they asked me about that again the other day.
Yeah,
So,
we meet with them pretty regular, but,
Yeah.
but thanks for your gentle nudge there. It helps.
I appreciate everything you do, brother.
Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, Chair.
Certainly. Anyone else have any questions for Howard? Sure, go ahead.
It's not really a question, just a comment. There's little schools in my district, and really don't need to discuss it, but Concord, Jay, Kansas, I mean, they all have Indian organizations who are there teaching their kids Cherokee. Christmas, the little play they do, a lady sent me a video of their second graders singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" in Cherokee. So they all, it's so cool. I've got it on my phone. I was going to play it for you, but I won't. But that stuff's, it's pretty
powerful.
cool, exciting, it's neat. But there's a lot of little schools out there, or just schools in our district, who are stepping up a bit for us. So that's a big help too. I just wanted to share that.
Well, so we've got, you guys know that we've got a lot of different projects, but we're trying to build even an app that will give them curriculum where students and no matter where they're at, they can download that and be able to have that readily available. I also, the Cherokee Book of Praise, they have where we're starting to upload songs where you can learn our songs and that sort of thing. So the idea, Speaker, is to kind of have a pyramid like what Councilor Teehee was talking about, where you have distinguished superior up on top of a pyramid. Down below, some of these novice level speakers, that sort of thing. It needs to be a real firm foundation. Right now, we have a diamond that's kind of in the sky without that. And so if you're looking at graphs, and so we're trying to build that foundation up where we have folks that knows a song like that. That's some of them may not even be Cherokee. There'll be a day, I believe, that that folks will be able to speak a very basic conversational level language that may not be citizens, but it's just that our language is that strong that that even our neighbors are learning some basic words.
It's tough. I think they could take them to a certain point, and then they can't take them anymore.
Right.
You know, but it is, I think, I like Councilman Crittenden's idea of maybe some type of incentive to, maybe a scholarship or something to incentivize the ones who get up to that level to, help them out a bit with their further education. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Counselor Kidwell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Payton, thank you for being here today. Hey, I just want to thank you personally for for my own speaker services that you guys have helped me out with, right, and translation stuff. And I know I've sent a little bit to you over the past few weeks. I know that everybody's got a lot on their plate. I just wanted to ask you just a little bit about the Kansas City. Most of the council may not know this, but Kansas City Public School System is is in the process of putting the Cherokee language as one of their foreign languages in their school system, and I know that I believe her name is Clara, if my memory serves, but I know you have a lot on your plate. I just want to say thank you for allowing your folks to kind of engage that process. I know that it'd be important for you guys to be involved in that. And if you have any input on, I'm sure that I'm not on all the emails, but if you have anything to add on that, or if you want to talk about it at all, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Counselor, I want to let you know that we relooped yesterday and reached out to them. Roy Boney did that yesterday, so I eventually will have more and more contact with them. But I know we're busy, they're busy, and sometimes stuff falls through. But we try to circle back the best we can. So, EJ Leachison.
All right, we got 2 more reports to get done, and so we're going to let it go at that. Thank you very much, Howard, and I will look forward to getting that report. You can just make sure it gets to Gail or Shelley for us. Thank you.
Well done.
And next up, we have Mr. Kevin Stretch for CCO.
Siunagad, Galilege Jigadoha. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. You have my report. I will say we have 7 ongoing community building projects, capital projects. The major ones, a lot of the buildings have smaller projects going on. And we're also working with natural resources to include solar on many buildings. We only can do 2 or 3 at a time. So those are ongoing. Let's see. We're going to start next Tuesday. We're going to have our first in-person CATA training for the leadership of the board leadership of our community organizations. Remember, we work with around 55 active CCO participating organizations throughout the reservation, and that will begin at the ballroom over here at 6 p.m. next Tuesday night. So we're beginning that training again. The at-large and the culture outreach, we have Pam Bakke, who many of you know has worked with the Cherokee Nation for many years. She is now our new culture outreach coordinator, replacing Abraham Bearpaw, who went into private practice. And so she will be taking care of the at-large cultural outreach, and Donnie Squirrel will be in charge of the in-district cultural outreach programming. So keep that in mind. Our events in the at-large have continued to have unprecedented attendance, and I say that in February we'll begin our at-large travel again, and that we're sharing transportation responsibilities with the registration so that we don't overtax our, I say our drivers, but there are employees there. Derek drives sometimes, I drive sometimes. So we have small groups and a lot of people have to pick up the driving responsibilities. The Jolly Gee Wherever We Are series continues to be well received. You see we have a couple. We did Cherokee Foods and C&B edition, and last Saturday we had Cherokee Authors, and those are great. Next, the volunteer program. I will say that we do at the volunteer program at CCO, we do wheelchair ramps as well, and we have not heard anything about being assessed taxes too. But if I do hear something, I'll let you know. The volunteer program continues to help Speaker Services do some of their projects as well, so we're always happy to help out any way we can. And we're picking up different expertises. In the past, we could only do construction-type projects. Now we can do a little bit of plumbing and a little bit of electrical work, but so it helps us be able to be a more complete package when we go out. With our sustainability initiative, we have the administration and finance provide up to $25,000 for on-reservation and at-large community organizations for community impact grants, which is different than the community partnership grants. And so this money, many of the organizations in your districts have applied, some have not, and we have extended that deadline. The administration extended that deadline to February the 28th, and we'll be reaching out to those organizations that have not yet applied to try to encourage them to apply. Okay? And that money will have to be spent and the receipts turned in by, I think, March of '24. So, and I'll remind you that our CCO Conference of Community Leaders is June the 23rd and 24th, and it will be a hybrid, event. So if you want to watch it at home, you're welcome to do that. Anyway, that's all I have. If you have any questions.
Any questions for Kevin? Yes. Councilor Deere.
I just need to talk to you about 5 minutes after this meeting. Thank you.
Councilor Austin.
In your report, you reference here that under Community Organization Training, Technical Assistance, Kingdom Community and Inola, I'm unfamiliar with that, and that's in my county. Is that a new organization?
We've been working with it for 2 or 3 years. We've done some minor projects, and they're continuing to build their organization. Yeah.
Are they in district or out of district? Are they in the nation or out?
Yes, they're on the reservation, yes. Yeah. Just south of Inola. So-
Okay, well, I want to learn more about them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Kevin? Councilor Smith and then
Yes, I just want to thank you for sending some of your staff down the other night to a community meeting we had, and I think there was so much rumors floating around that it would have really ended bad. But by them coming down and you send them down, it made all the difference, and I think we're on the right track now. They did a great job. I just want to tell you, I appreciate it very much.
Wadon. Yeah, it's, when you get information straight from the horse's mouth, sometimes it makes things a little better, doesn't it?
Councilor Crittenden.
Kevin, I think I said this last month, but I've got to thank you again for, some of those projects that you do. It's made a difference in a lot of people's lives. Definitely makes my job easier to contact you and willing to help on some of those volunteer projects that you were talking about. So thank you for always answering that phone and doing what you can, for sure. Community impact, what organizations would that cover? I'm sure community buildings.
Yeah, and Cherokee, CCO participating organizations that don't have buildings as well.
Participating.
Yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned briefly solar. Now, what was you putting solar on, Kev?
Some of the buildings.
Some of the, like community
Right.
centers and
Right, the
CCO
community centers.
participating?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you again.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Wadon.
Miss Betty Frog, Cherokee National Treasures Committee, welcome.
It is now. Well, see on God. As you all know, there's a Cherokee National Treasure featured at the Saline Courthouse on a 3-month rotating basis. And to start off the new year, Robert Lewis will be, his exhibit will be there from January to April of the new year, 2023. I still can't get used to that, sorry. But Robert is known for storytelling. And as part of the exhibit, each artist has the opportunity to host an artist talk and/or demonstration held at that museum. Cherokee National Treasures may now start signing up for the mentorship program for the fiscal year 2023. There are currently 4 National Treasures signed up to begin teaching class. We lost a treasure in December, Winona Chicken Dreadfulwater. She was known for loom weaving. Her services were held on Tuesday, December 6th at the Cherokee Baptist Association Tabernacle in Briggs, Oklahoma. She was 78 years old. And I just want to say, the new Bonita Welcome Center, my sister and I had a really, really good time. We taught baskets to the OSU medical staff, I believe. I can't remember how many were in attendance, but it was full. We really had a blast there, and that was my first trip there, and I loved it. So, and Josh, and hey, if I can help out with anything with this new art center, call me. Also, this is really, really important. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of treasures that were actually from Adair County. not in Stillwell, Oklahoma. And so I'd be glad to help.
What a resource, thank you.
Any questions?
Anyone else have any comments or questions? All right, thank you so much, Betty. I'm glad to hear about that class.
Well
I
done.
appreciate you. Okay. No old business, no new business. And does anyone have any announcements relating to culture? If not, the next meeting is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, March 30th at 11 a.m. I need a motion for adjournment. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.